Station. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to One Collection Down, and welcome back to March Madness, man. Tonight we have a great film to cover. Of course, we're going over Joel Schumacher's Falling Down from 1993, a movie that fits perfectly within our March Madness film festival that we're doing. And just how great this movie is, I always have a great crew with me. So let me bring them out. Let's get this party started. First up, I'd like to introduce my boy, my partner in March Madness, one half of Good, Bad Cinema. I'm talking about my brother, Matt, Heroes for Hire, Comic Club.
Station. I'm just trying to get home. You know what I'm saying? Station. I got little technical problems here in Kentucky tonight. The internet's out, but I'm on my phone, so it should be fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it, brother. We'll get through it. We'll get through the madness. It really is Friday the 13th today.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go camping today.
Exactly. All right, man. Let's bring out my next homeboy, my next guest on the show, the other half of Good, Bad Cinema, my brother, Big Jeff Station. What is going on, Big Jeff?
Yeah.
What's happening? Just got back from Crystal Lake. I survived.
Tell me about it, dude. It's been a wild day today, I gotta tell you. But I'm glad we're here tonight. We got a good one to talk about, and I'm glad Big Jeff is in the building. Oh, yeah. All right, let's bring out my next co-host, my brother from another mother, the on and only Jared Venomized Voorhees. There we go.
Station. How's it going, fellas?
Thanks
for having me on.
Oh, yeah, man.
I visited Crystal Lake today, too, and Jason said he's coming for all of you later, so prepare yourself. No drugs, no sex, no alcohol. Don't do it.
I guess I'm all right then.
Staying out of the outhouse. Ain't going to outhouse.
Right? I think I'm safe,
yep.
Jared. I think I'm
just stay inside.
I told Judy Aronson not to come to my house today and go skinny dipping. She'll get killed in the pond. So, I tried to avoid. I told Corey Feldman to come over. I feel safer if Corey Feldman was here with his head shaved. So,
I was going to say something about Corey Feldman, but I think I'll keep it to myself.
Actually, you know what would keep Jason Voorhees away is we have Corey Feldman play that guitar solo he does.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey,
you know where
talking about March Madness. Oh, what are you doing, Corey?
What are you doing, Corey? Well, yeah, man. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight, man. Everybody in the chats, everybody on the panel. March Madness, of course, the online film festival where we cover nothing but movies that have to deal with the descent into madness. And so far, we've been covering some great movies. This week we did what was Robbie's movie?
Oh my God.
Oh shit. I'm terrible. Friday 13th.
I was on that panel.
I know you were there. That's why I'm asking. Oh shit.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It was a movie that dealt with themes like madness and
it was Martin, right?
Madness.
Oh, I wasn't on that. No, Martin's this week.
Martin's this week. Holy crap. What the hell did we do?
You were there. You were there too.
Hey y'all, it's hell getting old. The files don't recycle. There's no place for it. You got to erase one to put a new one in.
You're just fitting into the theme of the month. You're losing your mind. That's all it is. This was all planned.
Wait, I'm gonna find this movie. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Where's the schedule at? You have the schedule.
The descent has begun.
All right. Yeah, it was Fade to Black. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, Fade to Black. I'm sorry. I guess you saw that movie didn't have a very indelible imprint on my mind for some reason.
But one that did have a sort of an imprint was The Serpent and the Rainbow, which Matt and Big Jeff covered on Wednesday. I was also a guest on their show. That was a good one. We had a great time with that one.
Don't bury me. I'm not dead. Man, we buried that movie kind of, though, if you think about it.
We sure did. Poor Cliff. He was the only man on the hill. Pitching a tent for it, but hey, it's a cult classic for a reason, right? There's people who love that film. And tonight, of course, we're getting into Falling Down with Michael Douglas and Robert Duvall. And this movie, I think, is fantastic. I'll just say it right off the bat. But before I get into my thoughts about the movie, let me just give you some quick facts. This movie was directed by Joel Schumacher and written by Ebby Rose Smith. It was released February 26, 1993, and was #1 at the box office the week it came out. It had a budget of $25 million and made a worldwide box office of $96 million. So this thing was a reasonable hit. And one of the craziest factoids I could come up about this movie was that it was filmed. Of course, it was filmed in Los Angeles, in California. But during the filming of it, the LA riots broke out. The famous LA riots were breaking out at that time, which is like kind of crazy, right? Like it fits with the vibe, the theme of this movie, that was going on at the exact same time they were filming this.
Well, and the area they were filming in was like Silver Lake to Koreatown, to Mid City, and that was part of the area that they had to worry about. That's why they had to halt filming.
Yeah, they had to halt filming several times during this film. But Falling Down. I think I saw this one in the theaters when I was younger. I think I was about 12, 13 years old. And back when I saw it at that time, I think a lot of the shit that's in this movie went over my head. Like I wasn't thinking about half the themes that I caught on this time around. But as a kid, I was like, yeah, man, the man sucks, man. He tries to keep us down, man. It's like fighting against whatever, the oppressors or whatever. And
me and Jeff, we got that a lot. Me and Jeff did with Jeff. We had a lot of insight in this movie. So
so I was like, I was totally on Michael Douglas' side. I was like, sad when he died at the end of the film. Spoilers. You haven't seen Falling Down. But this time around when I watched it, guys, I got to tell you, man, this film is very powerful. It stuck with me all day today. I was thinking about this movie all day today. All the things that they were talking about in this thing. I mean, this thing, it's so clever in the way that it takes all of these sensitive subjects, right? And wraps it all into like this one big melting pot, this one big package, and weaves through this stuff, right? I feel like it's clever. I feel like it makes so many statements about so many things, right? And it tells a lot about yourself if you watch this thing, right? Like where you land on certain things that it talks about. So I think that's part of the brilliance of this movie. It's got some fantastic performances in this movie, and it's just an all around. I think it's all around great film, and it's one of Joel Schumacher's best films, right? Like Joel Schumacher, of course, if you know who that is, he directed The Lost Boys. He directed a lot of great films in our time. Some bad ones, Batman and Robin. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about Batman and Robin around here. Yeah.
But
you don't like the nipple suits? You don't like the nipple suits on Batman?
Oh man, I don't know what the hell he was doing in that one. But it's just oh man, it's so hard to articulate. It attacks. It takes all these stereotypes, right? And like everybody gets it in this movie. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, rich, poor, young, old. I mean, it takes a swing at everybody. And I just love how it deals with it, right? Because it's like it's sort of like a story of kind of like I wouldn't say woke culture, but a lot of the things that weren't maybe accepted back in the days, right? It's all together in this movie, and it's about coping with the new world in a lot of ways, right? Like,
Yeah.
And how you deal with all of this stuff, all of these social things. So yeah, I love this film. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I think it's perfect for March Madness. But I'd like to hear what you guys think. So I'll start with you, Matt. What are your overall thoughts on Falling Down? Everybody in the chat, man, if you watch this, let us know what you think.
Well, first off, when me and Jeff was watching a movie last night, and Jeff asked the question, when does he go off the deep end? Is it right at the first of it? Is that like the end of, is that, or is it everything piling on? I think he's already at the breaking point. So then when the car being in the traffic there, I think this guy was already the tipping point, and then like just one hot day in traffic in Southern California, and then it just kept adding on until he's finally, it's like it almost kept like, just like he's riding this wave, and the wave gets getting bigger and bigger, turns into a tsunami, right?
Right.
And it was interesting you mentioned that about like modern culture. So like when this movie came out, the screenwriter was saying that even Michael Douglas's haircut, it looks like a guy from the 1950s that worked for NASA or something.
Yeah.
And he also worked for the Department of Defense. Even in the credits, they call his name as Defense.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even call him his real name, which was William Foster. And it's kind of like adapt or die type thing. The older generation, are they going to be able to like keep up with what's going on? Even in the 90s, you know, things were changing at a pretty rapid pace. I remember in the 90s, and like we had like, you know, gangster rap and the LA riots and the Rodney King trial, OJ trial. Things were kind of like, you know, internet was just coming into existence in a more commercial way. And so a lot of things were getting like, and now it's like, you know, you could argue it's even worse, I guess, with social media. You know, like you see these, I've been seeing these posts all week about, Dad, Mom, what were you like in the 90s? You know, and it shows all these old pictures, these actors in the 90s, like, at least so I'm like, you know what? Somebody asked me that, you know what? I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have somebody documenting everything I did. Thank God I didn't have a social media presence, because I would probably be in jail right now in the 90s. Let's just be honest. But we had some fun though. But yeah, this movie's just like, also you do want to feel bad for Michael Douglas, but the further it goes along, like there's a lot of like dangerous intent when he's talking to Barbara Hershey and I'm coming home.
Yeah.
And he doesn't say it like, I'm coming home. No, he's like, I'm coming there. You better get ready. And like, so this guy's pushed over the edge, and like, I'm afraid he's going to do and we can't really use the word that they call it in the police, but murder, you know what, S word. But I got a strong sense that he was going to Chris Benoit's family. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So, and like, so like you Phable, though, when I was a kid, I thought like, yeah, this guy's standing up against the man. And in a way, he starts out kind of innocently, like it's funny when he like abandons his car. And although it does get a little dangerous, even with a Korean store owner, that was kind of dangerous. But like, you could understand why he was kind of mad, because that guy was being rude, and everybody's wanted to do that. And then, like, of course, he pulls a damn Tech 9 out in a McDonald's. You don't want to do that. But everybody has gotten mad over a McDonald's order, right? I could give you a story, 3 or 4 stories right off the top of my head about them going, "Oh no, sorry, it's breakfast is over." I'm like, but I don't want one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just the imagine, like if you're looking at it from Barbara Hershey's character, Beth's perspective, though, truly terrifying. And like the only time we get to where is Robert Duvall's talking to his mother, Detective Pendergast is talking to his mother, and you can tell she's even afraid of him.
Yeah.
So it's like, how long has this guy been building up to this? And like in the 90s, we had a term for it. Remember, it was called going postal.
Postal. Yep.
Yeah. That now it's just called something else. But like So it's just interesting, like how much is too much for one man to take or one human to take. Like how much, if you're getting beaten down, like I'm not saying you get beat down by society, but it also is a cautionary tale. Like, look, people go through divorce, they lose their jobs. But like me and Jeff, remember we talked about last night. I think the measure of being a man or even a woman in society is being able to soldier forward, no matter the best you can with what you got. And I don't think some people. I think this time had passed this guy by, and he just didn't know how to deal with it. Like he couldn't deal with any of it. I think like his kid, not being able to see his kid, his wife, like he was wanting something that wasn't there anymore. I know I'm talking a lot, but I'll finish with this. And a good way of pointing that out is at the end of it when he gets to her house finally, and they leave, and he's in there watching these home movies. And at first, it starts out real innocent, like their kid's first puppy, and then you get into more of the meat of the matter. You know what I mean? When you see him arguing with her about the little girl doesn't want to get on the little horse, the rocking horse.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets really mad. He's getting really agitated, and you're kind of like, oh, you see what? Well, it wasn't all what it was in his mind.
Right.
Like it's all like white picket fences and sunshine rainbows, but apparently it wasn't always that. So, and so what was in his mind is not the same as what the realities now was, and he couldn't cope with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, great movie though.
Yeah. I love what you said earlier about just everything that they showed, everything that, because I think that so I think it's two men, right, that are American, right, and they probably grew up in a time where things were a little more segregated, things were a little more in the closet, right? You didn't talk about certain things, and now they're in a world where it's all out there, it's all everywhere, and how they cope with it, right? But it goes beyond that in a sense that some of us, if not all of us, have had one of these thoughts at one point in our lives, whether it's the fucking traffic, whether it's the damn burger, like you said, or anything, the fucking construction workers. Why are you always constructing on the road? What the hell is this about? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Every little thing that they tackle in this thing, I think everybody, not everyone at the same time, or not every thought, but has had at least one of these things play out in their mind and really get pissed about it too, like just like this guy. So yeah, no, that's brilliant, and I love how you said I'm going home, because I really try to analyze that line. Like that line stuck with me. I'm coming home. I'm coming home, and I think a lot of that is, I think it's a way of saying like all the ills of society are coming home to roost. They're all built up within this one man, and he's coming home, and it's like a reckoning, almost. You know what I mean? But Big Jeff, what did you think overall of Falling Down?
So Jeff that saw it, just like you said, Jeff that saw it when he was young, was like, go Michael Douglas. I'd love to be able to just bulldoze over anything in this world that irritated me.
Right.
Walk supreme like a giant. You know what I mean? But now that I'm a little older and I had a 15-year career in law enforcement, I look at it through that lens. You know what I mean? So the youngster in me that used to sympathize with Michael Douglas's character no longer sympathizes with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because guess what? Everybody has stuff that happens to them. Everybody lives in this world.
Yep.
You could easily look around and say, well, this person's got it easier, and this person's got more money or more power or easier life or a happy marriage, and I don't, or whatever you're looking at. And you start playing this comparison game, then you go to a dark place, or bad things happen to you. Lose your job, and your marriage doesn't work out. You can't see your kid because whatever reasons. We all go to dark places, but like what I think it was Matt, Matt said it. The measure is that what do you do with that?
Right.
That's something that's always been in society. You never measure a man by what he's able to do and how he behaves when things are good. That's not the measure of a man. Measure of a man is how he behaves when he's in the worst of situations, because that will tell you who he is.
Exactly.
So Michael Douglas's character shows us who he is, when the chips are down, and it touches on so many things, man. Um, it touches on, like, for me, like, through the lens of law enforcement, they call it familicide, is when either the mother or the father feels like they've lost all. There's no way back to what they dreamt of. I'm coming home. So what do they decide to do? Destroy it all, and then turn the gun on themselves or whatever on themselves,
Yeah.
and do that. And Prendergast knew that, and shoot, even they did the. Usually, I don't like the portrayal of police in Hollywood movies because they usually are so far off that it's it's just ridiculous. But they did pretty good with this one, because the old, about to retire, last day on the job, balding detective who everyone kind of makes fun of, like he's the old model about ready to be phased out.
Right.
He solves this case just by picking up little pieces here and there. He's using his ears, and his eyes, and he's not, like these other people that they show. But overall, I think it touches on a lot of things. But if I balled it up into one thing, I would say the world is always changing in an attempt to make it a better place. But through that change, there will be always new problems created, and the same stresses and the same problems that the human condition has will always be there. They will never leave. Don't ever think that they'll leave, because they will not. They won't. And how you deal with those things, I think that shows who you are.
You have to adapt or die.
Yeah.
But I also love the dichotomy, because you hit the nail on the head for me when you said it's how you deal with the situations, because they show Michael Douglas and what he does, but they're also showing you Robert Duvall. He's going through his own fair share of problems, whether it's with his wife, with his job, his co-workers, the way people treat him, loss of a child, and the way he does things is so much different. But him and Michael Douglas aren't too different, right? They're both American middle-aged white males, and but it's just a total difference in how they tackle all of this new social dynamics that have come into play in the late 80s and early 90s. So yeah, super brilliant. um Jared, overall thoughts on Falling Down?
This is one that, kind of like you said, Fable, that when I saw it, I don't know what the age gap is for everybody here. But when this movie came out, I was maybe 10, so I don't think I watched it around that age, but I watched it close to that age. It was one of those things that I just kind of bumped into on TV one night. Everything went way over my head. I understood the premise of the story, oh, this guy went crazy, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't anything that I really understood until, I watched it later in life. But this is one that I revisit pretty often, and there's always something that I find new that I didn't realize or didn't see. And there's a couple things in this watch that I hadn't noticed before, especially some of the things that we'll touch on later, um, that I noticed this go around, and it made me appreciate the deeper meanings that there are a lot in this. There's a whole lot going on, and there's a lot of subtle descriptive things. There's a lot of causality that I had never noticed before, and it's probably my favorite Michael Douglas film. And I know that might ruffle feathers with a lot of people, but I Michael Douglas isn't an actor that I rewatch a lot of movies of. But this film in particular is one that I've had on DVD for years, and I've watched it many times. And uh, Schumacher's a director that I like, so But there's more that I'll touch on when we get to the more aspects of the review itself. But this is a great film, my favorite Michael Douglas film, and it's a lot deeper than I think a lot of people would give it credit for.
Yeah, I agree, Jared.
Because it's kind of a black comedy in a lot of ways. It has its thriller aspects to it. It has its drama aspects to it, but it's also very funny, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I was interested about it too is the part of Frederick Forrest, who plays the who was also he was in Apocalypse Now. Like, there's a difference between ideologies of these two people, right? Like, you still see Michael Douglas's character still has a certain moral compass, even though he's kind of bending a little bit. But then he sees this guy talking about the Xylon B gas and all that crap, and being very homophobic to these two guys that were just trying to browse the store, right? And and then he pulls a gun on them, and you're like, whoa. Well, I think Michael Douglas's character is like, no, this guy is not it, And because,
I mean,
like,
you can tell in his face that he's sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you can tell on Michael Douglas's face that he's disgusted by the things he's saying.
Yeah,
like you can tell they're in very different thinking realms,
which lets you see how complex human beings are, right?
Yeah,
because you would get the idea that maybe he might agree with this guy. I wouldn't say yes, but like the way he was acting with the store owner, right? Like, oh, you come to my country and you can't even pronounce words the correct way. And then he's looking at like all the immigrants in the neighborhood, and you could just tell he's thinking, oh, you guys are like, taking up space here kind of thing. But then he meets a guy that you think he would sympathize with, maybe. But then when he sees him treat the homosexual characters in the movie the way he did, like you said, you could see the disgust in his face. Like, dude, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? So we're complex that way, You can't put everybody in a box just because they don't like one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like the whole culture of vigilantism, right? Like, Phable, you grew up in New York, so you when I tell you this name, you're going to know what I'm talking about. Bernie Getz. Some people thought he was a hero. Some people thought he was just a guy looking for somebody to shoot. So like, but like, we had that whole, like, we just came out of the 80s too, that whole like Dirty Harry thing in the 70s, and Charles Bronson and Death Wish. So I think almost they're saying something about these movies too. Like, wait a minute, like, and I felt like Taxi Driver's like that too. Like, okay, Travis Bickle's character, he shoots a pimp who's pimping out underage girls, but De Niro's character is not a good dude. He wanted to kill like a presidential candidate. So like, it's same with this guy. Like, he just takes it too far. Like, you're with him to a certain point. You're like, whoa, no, I'm with you. I'm with you, Michael Douglas, till you got to this point, and now I'm off the train.
Yeah, and like I said, it's things like that reveal a lot of things about yourself. You watch these things, you're like, oh, I could get down with that. No, I can't fuck with that. I could get down.
Look how each scene, as each little vignette, little chapter, the secondhand military store, the golf course, the Korean store, all these little blocks. He's trying to make a phone call in the phone booth. The traffic, the construction, everything is confrontational. It's all confrontational, and it's all rooted in different societal reasons for that.
Right.
And it's just telling that story of this world is imperfect.
Yeah.
And you have to navigate through it, and it's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
And nobody's perfect, but man, you can't just you can't just say, you know what, it's my way or the highway, or you're gonna pay the price.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
But that's why I love it so much, because it presents all these different things, and like I said, if it goes beyond just a race thing or a culture thing. It's just an everyday man thing that I think at one point in somebody's life one of these things, if not a lot of these things, you thought, you might have crossed your mind. You might have felt that way. It's like, and maybe that's why when we were kids, we rooted for Michael Douglas. Like, yeah, fuck those guys, man.
Yeah, because when you're a kid, you're more selfish.
Yeah, yeah. But then when they show the darker aspects of where that can lead, you start saying, "Oh, like Matt said, I don't know about that." Like,
Well,
I'm back up from that one.
Speaking on that too, like touching on what you just said and what Matt said is, like with Getz, some people think he's a hero, other people thinks like same thing goes like again with causality. Look at something like David Koresh in Waco, Texas, and then you take what was his name, the Oklahoma City bomber.
Yeah, Timothy
McVeigh. Like that happened because of what happened in Waco. Right. He was so upset about what happened in Waco that he felt that needed to be the answer for injustices set forth by the government. It's
exactly. It's how everybody
crazy.
deals with these crazy situations. Some people they tip, and some people they take the high road. Like Jeff said, it's the measure of a man, the measure of a human being. Period. Is when these tough situations are presented to them. But yeah, this movie had some fantastic performances. Great characters, I think, all throughout. So I want to know from you guys what's a character or performance that you want to highlight. And I'll start with Jared. Jared, what's a character or performance that you want to highlight?
This is going to be one that's going to be way out in left field because the guy has about 2 minutes of total screen time. And that is the guy outside the bank with the sign.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Not economically viable sign.
Yes.
And I think that has a huge play into the whole feeling of the movie in general, because I feel that maybe he's like they're wearing the exact same thing. Their haircuts are alike.
Mm-hmm.
He gets arrested for causing a disturbance. So it kind of makes you think that maybe this guy could, maybe turn into what Michael Douglas is right now, what he is right now, because of the injustices he feels, are against him. And like to me, just that 2 minutes of screen time was huge for me because like I never really noticed all the similarities before. I mean, I had some, but that to me was, that was a big. It obviously had a what's the word I'm looking for here?
Profound.
I'm sorry.
Profound.
Yeah, it had a profound effect on Douglas's character, and especially when he's pulling away, he says, "Remember me," and he just looks at him and he nods, and it's
everything went quiet and you could hear him crystal clear. Remember me.
Yeah, and it's kind of got that thing in it where everything like sound is distorted, like you hear the background sound, but it's just like it's focused, those two characters, and like I said, I know it's not one of the main characters, it's kind of out in left field, but I feel that that part in general, so I feel it has a big meaning to the characters as a whole and the film as a whole, and it says a lot just in that 2 minutes without hardly saying anything at all, just to, and
Jared,
do
you feel like that moment between Michael Douglas and not economically viable, do you think them locking eyes and having that little moment was a way that they were trying to communicate to the audience that in that moment Michael Douglas looked at him and it was a moment of, see, I'm not doing anything wrong. This what I'm doing is righteous. Look what they just did to this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And the whole I think
Oh,
The whole
sorry.
we're
Go
like,
ahead.
no, I was just gonna say the whole like we're not too different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Right?
later on in the movie, Michael Douglas says that somebody, I'm not economically viable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he uses
I
that
mean,
quote from the guy.
yep. And I mean, so like I said, like it's one of those moments where even though not much is said, you can tell that it had a big impact on everything that was going on at that point in time. And uh like I just like that part really stood out to me as a whole. So
Yeah, no, that's a great choice, man. His few moments were powerful, and they served to, like Jeff said, uh, make him feel like, well, I'm not alone. This shit is
yeah,
happening to other people, and it's not right, right? And like you
Yes.
said,
Yes.
them being dressed the same in a lot of ways was a prophetic statement, right? Like you said,
yeah,
it's causing a disturbance. They arrest him. Like Michael Douglas was heading down that road, right? And
Yeah.
yeah.
and it's just like a mirror image. So yeah, no, that's a great choice. Jeff, character performance you want to highlight?
You guys know I got to go with Prendergast. You knew
Yeah,
that.
oh baby.
Because he's at the end of his career. He's already seen it all, and he understands that it's a revolving loop and it never ends. The only thing that changes is addresses, times, and names. That's the only thing that changes. Humans will never stop behaving the way humans behave. Yes, you do try to make things better, but that's the best you can do. Um, and he's dealing with a loss of a child, uh, a spouse that's got mental health issues. And it's hard enough being in law enforcement and keeping a marriage together. Look at the statistics if you want to. I
Mhm.
don't know if you've ever heard about that stuff,
Yeah,
but Prendergast he's to me the yin to Michael Douglas's yang maybe,
yeah,
because
100%.
Yeah.
he's showing how he's functioning in a pressure cooker himself,
Yeah.
you know.
He's more
But
patient than Michael Douglas's character with his wife.
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
he's more patient. He understands that there they'll you will glean nothing from trying to just blow up and become confrontational and bulldoze through problems. Even when he is just absolutely poked at from all fucking angles, man. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I know that pressure, and it's like, and I relate with his character. And I think there's a lot of different things. I think he does love his wife and he's a dutiful husband. I think he loved his partner too, that his female partner, not like,
Mhm.
dirty old man way. I mean, I think he loved her like he knew that she was gonna have a great career, be a great
Like a
detective, be a
like a
great
like a
cop.
surrogate daughter or something.
Yes, yes. And as he's putting this case together and he's picking up pieces, and he's going, okay, he knows the layout of LA. He's hearing the descriptions, blah, blah, blah. He talks to that girl that was with the gang members, all this stuff. Starts to get further on down the road in the movie. And that's her case. It's her and her new partner's case because Prendergast is retiring. And he tells her one thing that man stuck with me. He told her, he's like, hey, listen to me. If you come up against this guy, be careful. And we
Mhm.
don't say that to each other all the time because we're careful every day. That's part of the
Yeah.
fucking job. But when you tell somebody specifically, hey, with this guy, be careful, that it's different. It makes the hairs stand up on your neck. But
Yeah,
yeah, I got to
Yeah.
go with Prendergast.
Yeah.
He obviously made the most impression on me.
yeah. And what's awesome, like you said, the way he deals with the situations that he's going through, it's he's having the same sort of things going on, maybe in different ways, but sort of similar to Michael Douglas. He's got wife problems, right? Like his boss doesn't like him. He's a fucking jerk. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
obviously, Michael Douglas got fired from his job. The people that are surrounding him, right? They come from all different ethnic backgrounds. So dealing with that kind of thing. I love when he tells the Japanese guy like something. He's like, I don't know what he's saying. I'm fucking Japanese. This guy's
Yeah.
Korean. Or when they're describing the Michael Douglas, they're like, it's a white guy with a tie. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
that
I know.
helps.
Like he's got more of a measured, like you see, he's got more of a. He's like the veteran detective. I like
Yeah.
he's got a more measured approach, more patient approach. Like when they're interrogating that young Latino girl, and they don't want nothing to do. Oh, we don't know what you're talking about. You're retired. You're a desk jockey, right? You don't know. But then when he goes out with Detective Torres and they go to Michael Douglas's mother's house, and you can see her approach. She's just trying to ask the questions you're going to ask somebody. Where's your? Does he have another place he lives at? Does your son stay here with you? And she's all fretted because when you're in a situation like that with the police coming to your house, you're going to be in a, you know what I mean? You're going to be kind of nervous and worried. And what do they want? What do they want with my son?
Mhm.
And he goes over to her little collection of little Hummels or whatever you call those things. Like, which one here's your favorite one? He gets her talking about that and calms her down. So he had yeah, you could tell he cared about Detective Torres, because he didn't want it to happen to her. And that's why he decided that he was not going to be chained to that desk anymore. Go out there with it.
Well, that was the dichotomy, right? He loved people. Michael Douglas hated people. Right? That's really what it is. Yeah. Which is like I said, brilliant. But yeah, great choice, Big Jeff. I think Robert Duvall absolutely smashed this role. Matt, character you want to highlight?
Well, I mean, I know we're going to go with the obvious one, which is Michael Douglas or Robert Duvall, but I'm going to go with Detective Sandra Torres, played by actress Rachel. I'm probably going to say her last name wrong. Tickton. I think Tickton's her name. But I really liked the relationship between her and her. Like Duvall was her old partner, and you could tell. Like I thought she was a better detective than all these other hot shots. They didn't want to listen to him, but she was smart enough to listen to the old dog because the old dog still got some new tricks. Maybe you can learn something from the old guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it also is like a respect your elders type. I mean, I always told if somebody that's older than you, like if they've been in the Korean War or the Vietnam War or something like that, or they've been through some stuff, you might want to listen to them. They're still alive. Yeah, they're still alive. They might know a thing or two. I really like. She really didn't want him to leave. Like she knew what a good cop he was, and you could tell she was trying to get him to stay, and he finally does stay. And I was like, I know that I picked her because also, when you like a character when you get emotionally involved and like, oh God, I hope she's okay because she gets shot. No, I hope she's okay. So like, that's when I knew that's who I was going to pick. Was her because I know she wasn't on screen a lot, but I really liked her. I've seen her in some other films in the 90s. She's a good actress, and so I'm gonna pick her. And then, but that when you get through with yours, I don't know who you're gonna pick, and I don't want to run over somebody else's. I got another one for you if it's okay. All right,
go for it. Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to step on what you're going to say.
Well, I was just, I'm going to go with Michael Douglas. I think this is one of Michael Douglas's best performances of all the movies I've ever seen him in. His descent into madness is well portrayed in this film. I think he does a fantastic job showing every facet of the human condition, if you could say, right? He can be a hero to some, a devil to others, right? Like just a menacing person, right? Because his wife was absolutely terrified of him. His mother was scared of him. Yeah.
They portrayed that really good.
But at the same time, it's like when he's with the kid and he's trying to figure out the fucking rocket launcher and shit.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious, yeah. Or when he accidentally shoots the roof of the fast food joint, right? He's like, whoa, that was my mistake. That was a mistake. Or to when he meets the neo-Nazi guy, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to kill the shit out of this guy." Like, he just plays all these different things. His acting ability is crazy, and the way he puts that sentiment, like, what is wrong with everybody? What is everything fucking crazy? And
Yeah.
it's like, no, dude, you're fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and the way, at the end he says, "Am I the bad guy? I'm the bad guy?" Like, and he just couldn't fucking believe it, right? Like, me? And it's like, yeah, you do. The way
Prendergast
he,
was there to let him know, yeah,
yeah,
you are. You are.
uh-huh.
Because
And
you
the
tried
way
to take the world and squish it into your box.
exactly. And the way he maneuvers that role, I think, was expertly done. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll go with him. And yeah, man, if you want to give anybody else a shout before we move
Well,
out, move
I,
on.
I want to talk about Michael Douglas too. I had a thought on that. Like, he like, because Jeff said something interesting. He wants to put everything in a box, like in his world, like we're in his world, and so he's trying to like, okay, you go to McDonald's and somebody screws your order up, you don't go in there and cuss them out, and like you want to, but like we don't do that in polite society, right? You just go in there and go, hey, you got my order wrong. I've seen people blow up,
Yeah.
but like pulling a Tech 9 out in a McDonald's is a little bit more than blowing up. But also, the interesting thing about it is like I think he was crazy before. Now that I think about it, because
Yeah.
you remember when his mom talked about, he's been going to work for a month and he doesn't even have a job, so he's
Yeah.
already cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yes.
So yeah, but I was going to talk about Frederick Forrest. He's a despicable character, but that guy's a good character actor, and he makes you hate his guts because he's a scumbag piece of crap.
Yes.
Talking about like I got all that World War II paraphernalia, not the good guys paraphernalia. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like that. If I say Xylon B, he had Xylon B goes, I wonder how many of them did it killed. Like just horrible shit. Like you're like, this guy's a horrible person. And he had all that stuff. Like, so there was something else going on with that guy. I mean, dangerous. And like also he was off his rocker anyway, because he knew this guy was a wanted fugitive and he's hiding from the police. A normal person wouldn't have done that. The normal person would be like, officer, he's back here in the changing room. And you would run out with him and let him surround the building.
He's like the worst of us. He's the worst of us.
Yeah.
He's the scum, just the worst thoughts this guy has. The way he treated the homosexual people, the way he was talking about Jews, the way he was talking about black people, the way
The female police officer.
Yeah,
She gave it right back to him.
Yeah.
Like he was the trash, man. And
So
he did it well.
but like he's always been that kind of actor where he's intense. Like even in Apocalypse Now, as Chef, he's intense. Never get out of the boat. Never get out of the boat.
That scene
but yeah, I just wanted to talk about him because he was a great actor, and also the woman that plays Duvall's wife is Tuesday Weld.
Yeah,
and she was a famous actress. She was in a lot of movies in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
So, but that's all I want to say. Sorry.
Yeah, the scene where Torres is leaving the Nazi guy's place, and he's like, why don't they call you like officeresses or something like that?
Yeah,
Right?
what a condescending a-hole.
And she's like, probably because I'm just a police officer and I'm capable of doing the job of a police officer versus you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought she nailed him. She nailed him, and I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into style and structure, guys. I think this movie, I love the heat in this movie, right? Like the way it makes everything feel hot. It's when you're sweating and it's fucking hot outside, you can get a little annoyed too. And I think that this is like one hot day in LA. I think they did such a great job of representing that, like just a fucking hot day in LA. And just everybody being freaking annoyed. Everybody having some shit on their shoulder that day, and just nobody was taking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love the way Schumacher brings that out, and you feel it. You feel it when Robert Duvall comes out of the car, and you see the heat waves. You see the wavy shit going on, and like I said, Michael Douglas sweating like almost in every scene. Everybody is hot and bothered, and I think the style is perfect. Like it definitely brings that out, and I love the structure too. Right, like it's not anything special. Right, it's not like 12 Monkeys or something like that, or The Prestige, where they're jumping in time, or they're you know jumping from this to that. It's just basically two parallel stories that are going on, and how these people are coping, and it's so wildly entertaining. It has a great pace to it, and I believe it's a 2 hour movie, but it doesn't feel like a 2 hour.
It goes by fast.
Yeah, it goes by
Yeah.
really quick. So I think style and structure are fantastic. But Matt, what did you think about the style and structure?
Well, I think it's an intense movie. I think like from the start of it, like you got like Schumacher, the way he directed this movie, we're inside the car with him, and like you said, a hot Southern California day, his air conditioner not working. He can't even get his window to go down, bumper to bumper traffic. And if you've ever driven in Los Angeles, then you'll know exactly that feeling. I've actually drove there, and like this is how bad traffic was when I was in LA. They have red lights at the exit ramps. I've never seen that before in my life until I was in LA, because I'm from Kentucky though, so it was kind of like weird for me. The biggest interstate I'd ever drove on freeway was in Atlanta, which is 6 lanes, which is nothing to like laugh at. But this was even worse, and it seemed like when it rained or something, the people drove even faster instead of slowing down. So, so that part, you're always in there. It's always claustrophobic. Like if anybody's ever been in a car and the air conditioner don't work and you can't, and the windows are up, oh my God, it can give you a panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that, and it's all the grittiness of the city, and he's going through some of these other neighborhoods that have probably went through all kinds of stuff like gentrification and all kinds of things, and like just like one of my favorite locations is when he's on the hill, or he calls it on that hill, and he's on those steps, and there's no house there no more. It's got all the graffiti over it, and the two bangers are like, "Hey man, what are you doing in our territory?" And like it's almost like Michael Douglas's character gives him like the ludicrousy of you like arguing over territory, this burned out building that's not even there no more, and you're arguing over this freaking abandoned lot with no house on it, and you're arguing with me over this being here. It's just ludicrous.
Don't you see our sign? And he's like, yeah, this shit says that this is our place. He's like, oh, it says all that, huh?
Okay, like how is he supposed to know that? But also, like I told Jeff last night, there's a certain thing about this movie. It's like I kind of wrote it down here, a note about it. It kind of ramps up. It keeps the intensity ramps up the longer the movie goes on. To you're like, because every time he calls Barbara Hershey, it sounds even more and more ominous. At first, it sounds innocent. And I'm coming home. The way he just says that, it put a chill down my back now when I listen to it. Like, he's not just coming home to have a beer.
Mm-hmm.
But like it just keeps getting intenser and more intense. Like the gangbangers catch up with him, and these idiots. My dad said in Vietnam they call it spray and pray. They just sprayed and prayed, and they started hitting innocent people. And then he shoots that guy in the leg, and he kind of likes that. Like you can tell he kind of likes that. But then it gets more and more intense, and it's like just like to the last moment where he's getting to the house and she barely gets out too. Like he's going in, she's coming out. And you're like, oh my God, is she going to make it? Like, you're like, oh my God, get out of there. And then he kind of gives up for a moment. And then when she talks about the pier, he goes, oh, that's where she's at. And he just keeps moving forward towards them. And then you get to the point where Robert Duvall gets down there. He's trying to talk. It's just very you're nervous. And you're also worried, is Robert Duvall, this is his last day on the job, is he going to get shot?
Right.
So it's very intense. And I think Spider or somebody in the chat earlier was like, people get crazy when it gets hot outside.
Yes, sir.
And another movie that does that good is kind of reminds me of that is Do the Right Thing by Spike Lee.
Yep.
Spike Lee's character Mookie, it's the hottest day in New York City, in Brooklyn, and people are just agitated already, and it just gets worse and worse as the day goes on. And then they kill Radio Raheem, and that's the thing that breaks. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. Same thing with this, like that. I think that all this stuff, he's already not going to work, and he's got his wife's not with him no more. He can't see his kid, and finally in that traffic, that's just the straw that broke the camel's back, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it just ramps up from there. And it's Joel Schumacher was a brilliant filmmaker. Yeah, he did have some misses, but yeah, that's what I think. The style and structure. It's got like that street level view of everything. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, me too. And I love, like you said, it ramps up, but it ramps up on two parallel stories, right? And they're both coming to a head. Like they're both going to finally, eventually meet up at the same point.
Yeah, two ends are getting ready to meet.
Yeah, and the same things are happening. He's calling his wife. The other one's getting called by his wife. Right? It's like I don't know. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
One's leaving his job. One of them's lost his job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Big Jeff. Style and structure. What do you think?
A plus on both, but so structure I'll go over real quick. I love the structure. Here's how I see the structure. Like I said earlier, I think it's a bunch of little vignettes, little mini stories that are telling you what his frame of mind is. And like Matt said, it's building and building and building, and you know where he's headed. And like you said, there's two forces that are slowly coming together,
right? And
it's all going to wind up on that pier. But style, oh man! So it's showing you all these different little snapshots of L.A., right? Gangland, the Korean liquor store or convenience store, the weirdo surplus guy place. Even like the Mexican restaurant where they had Prendergast has lunch with Torres. That's all like, and I don't know, like I know in cinematography they could use different filters on camera lenses. Man, that you could see the haze in the air. You felt like the grit of walking through that LA wasteland type feel, you know. And did you guys catch that? It was periodic, but it was all throughout the whole movie. That fucking fly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's hot, you're sticky, you're sweaty, you're irritated, and it's always landing on you. And you try to brush it away, and it flies around. It lands on you again. You can't kill that mother. You know, we all know it. That adds to that irritant. It's a constant irritant. And you're watching, and you're like, oh man, if I'm feeling irritated, Michael Douglas is off the charts irritated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like he's this walking nuclear bomb or something, and he's just waiting to get to his spot to explode.
Yeah.
And it all comes to that crescendo.
Yeah.
He catches up with her at the end of the pier, and then boom, it goes to Prendergast picking some popcorn. You know? I know what you're talking about. I hear you. Yeah. And he starts walking around. He does that quick gun flash to let her know what's up. But yeah, I think the style and structure were.
And
yeah,
can I love that Jeff, guys? Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When he goes into that rich neighborhood and he jumps the fence, right, and he sees that he encounters that family trying to sneak in a little swim time at his boss's house. Do you think he sees his old family in that when he's looking at them? Because they got a little girl too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, especially with how he reacts to the little girl, like when he, he doesn't even. I mean, he's cut his hand, but he sees his blood on her, and he thinks that for some reason he hurt her.
Yeah. That shit had me rolling when he was like, "What happened? You having a heart attack? I need my pills." He's like, "Where are your pills?"
Oh, that was crazy, man. They're in the golf cart, dude.
He makes that comment about,
but it was funny.
Yeah. He's like, I can't remember exactly what he says, something about like, and now you're going to die wearing that stupid hat or something like that.
You could have just been nice and let me pass through. Now you're going to die with that stupid hat. Yeah, on your head.
Like, what are you trying to do to me? You trying to kill me with your golf club? You fucking crazy. I love what you said, Big Jeff. Also, again, another parallel kind of scene. Like you said, Robert Duvall's character is there playing it cool as shit, eating the popcorn. And this is like the breaking point of Michael Douglas, right? So it's like these situations that they both similarly go through brings out the best in Robert Duvall and brings out the worst in Michael Douglas. And I think that's such an awesome thing, as far as structure and style go. But Jared, style and structure, what do you think, brother?
So, touching on like what you just said, and like Jeff was saying with the fly, I like it's one of those things where it's like that's one of those things where it's like you feel related, it's relatable to his character in that point in time, because it's, I don't know if everybody's the same way, but it's never the big thing that pushes you over the edge. It's always that little thing that
Mhm.
finally just it's
Yep.
chipped away all the rock, and you're like, I'm going to destroy everything that's around me.
Yep.
It's, it's like, and it's like with the fly, it's like the fly that flies in the window, and then it just smacks against the window 100 times, and then you
Yep.
open the
Yeah.
window, and then it disappears. And you're
Mhm.
just like, I'm gonna kill you. But I think the thing that I like the best about this is that, and I don't know if anyone else noticed this, is that everything with the structure, it all comes full circle, right? So he he starts in traffic, and that's where, he really just that was the boiling over point, but then he goes, everything is based because of something. It's not just like this happened. Everything happens because this happened. So
Right.
you got the traffic. He goes into Because of the traffic, he wants to make a call. He goes into the store. He gets the bat from the store. The bat helps him defend off the gangbangers. He gets the knife from the gangbangers. He ends up killing the guy in the surplus store with the knife. He ends up
Mhm.
getting the bazooka from the guy in the surplus store, and then he comes back to where he's asking the guy, why is the road closed down? And then he he shoots the bazooka and blows up the construction site. So it all started with traffic, it all ends with traffic. And I kind of like that full circle come around where it was like, everything was because of something else. And I thought that was kind of cool, and that was something that I hadn't really paid attention to before,
Mhm.
and realized this go around. And again, I think that's just it was subtle things like that I think are like kind of hidden gems, and but yeah, I really like that aspect of the film, and it was something that I focused on because I was like, okay, because um I had never noticed it before. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, that I felt like watching it again to see if I would catch
yeah,
anything new. Because I know on this watch, compared to the maybe the last time I saw this, a lot of this shit went over my head, dude. A lot of it, a lot
yeah,
of the little jokes, the little like playing with the stereotypes. A lot of shit went over my head. I didn't know half of this stuff. I don't remember half of it. I remember that I liked it. I just don't remember half these
yeah.
little instances that were going on and these dichotomies and just all of that. It's just brilliant. Real quick, I wanted to touch on the music. Um, uh, we like to go over the music sometimes. Sometimes you notice this stuff. Sometimes you don't. But when you do, it's because it's really good or it's really bad. So I'll just say real quick. Um, I didn't so much notice the music, but there were times where it was strong. Particularly the end.
Yeah.
It had this like militaristic kind of tone to it. And then when things went south or soft, then the horns came out, these soft horns, where it was like I don't know, like a sad thing, like um because even though even though this was Michael Douglas's destiny, you still be like, and even though he's done some bad shit, you're still like, fuck, man. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah. Well,
some of
even
you
yeah.
can see some of the things he does.
You can still
You
sympathize
can
with him a
relate a
little
little
bit.
bit.
Well,
Yeah.
even
Some of
Pendergast
the
was
things.
upset that he had to do that. He gave him no
Yeah.
choice.
He tried, man. He did not want to. He did not want to.
Yeah, exactly, Billy.
No,
Exactly.
that's a good point, Billy. That's a
Yeah,
real good point, Billy.
100%. But yeah, real brief. Jared, what'd you think of the music?
Sorry, so I thought I heard something else. They're I think that it didn't stick out to me like something like The Abyss would, like when we
Yeah.
talked about that. But um, I the one part I really noticed was at the beginning, when he's sitting in the car and the music's real discordant and
Mm-hmm.
just all over the place, like something that you would expect is happening, with somebody that's having a mental break, but it's also kind of feels like I don't know, like a dream sequence almost.
Mm-hmm.
And but I mean it like in when he goes to the military surplus store, it's kind of got like a an army drum beat to it. So like this movie I didn't notice music as much as I had in other ones, but it did its purpose, and like the things that I did notice were right on par with what was going on in the film. So
Yeah. Just real quick before I move on to Jeff, the music was done by James Newton Howard, who you may know from movies like Pretty Woman, The Fugitive, The Sixth Sense,
Yeah.
Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, which he co-composed with Hans Zimmer. The Hunger Games, he did all the Hunger Games movies. The Fantastic Beasts. So this guy, he's got a lot of stuff under his belt.
He's no
Unbreakable.
slouch.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love the sound design in the beginning of the movie where you were saying when he was stuck in
yeah,
traffic because you
Yeah.
see you hear the fly,
the
right? And
buzz,
then you
yeah,
get the guy beeping on the horn and you get the little girl hanging out her window and all these annoying noises. You get that he's
oh,
about to break and the music that goes under it is swelling with
yeah.
the more and more noise that comes with it. So yeah, no, yeah, that was a great part of the music. But Big Jeff, briefly, what'd you think about the music?
Just like most of you guys said, I think I didn't really hear it till the end.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when he hangs up the phone with her, that last phone call, and he's real close and she knows it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like Matt said, as he's going in the door, she's going out. She beats feet to the end of the pier. That's when I hear the music, and it's that tension building music, and it was
Mm-hmm.
done well. But like you said, the sound design all the way through was awesome. That fly, I heard that fly all through the movie in different little spots.
Mm-hmm.
Just that irritating, just it's that I know that high. Where I worked, it would be 108 degrees on some days. It's in the Central Valley, California, in Northern California, and wearing all this stuff I had to wear some of those days in the summertime, everything's sticking to me, and you get out and you blink and you sweat. It's just I know that feeling, and that the sound of that fly, and the sound design when uh, not economically viable moment. That sound design that stuck out to me. Um, but yeah, I think I think it was good because it good in the way that it wasn't at the forefront. This is not
Right.
a this. I don't think this is a film that will be known for its score, but
Mm-hmm.
the scoring was good.
Oh,
The scoring did its job.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, it also played the two sides, right? Like it had that doom, dooga dooga doom doom, doom, dooga dooga doom, and then all of a sudden these soft horns come in. Where are these melancholy horns? It's like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
real threatening, and then all of a sudden it could be real sad and soft. But Matt, briefly, what did you think about the music?
Briefly, like a score can like really move a movie, and it really did that. Like, and it doesn't really. It's not a distracting. Like I've seen some movies where either it can the music can be distracting to the end of it, or it can take away from it. Like I'll give you a good example. I love the original X-Men movie, but they use this like kind of slow techno thing at the end of it when they're battling at the Statue of Liberty. And for me, some people like that, but it took me out completely out of the movie. I just thought I was hoping more for the Newton brothers, but they didn't do that. But that's just my thing. But in this one, it does the great job. And like you said, the guy that did the score, he's been around a long time and he's done some great work. And like it's supposed to be the soundtrack, especially the score, is not supposed to distract you. I know a lot of times now we get a lot of needle drop stuff, and I love when James Gunn does that. But sometimes, if it's not done right, it can take you out of the movie.
Yeah.
But also, this is not actually score soundtrack related. But if you notice, when Michael Douglas walks by the Tower Records, there is a Sir Mix-a-Lot big butt inflatable thing outside the record store.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, the music, it doesn't have like an overall theme to it, right? But it still serves the movie very well. I think they did a fantastic job, and like Jeff was saying, the sound design was also fantastic. But yeah, here at PCP, we like to dive a little deeper. We like to peel the onion back. This movie has a ton of layers to it, a lot of themes. I think there's a bunch of shit this movie is saying. And I think depending on who you are, where you come from, your walk of life, it's going to say something different to everybody. There's some obvious ones, but there's also some personal ones. So, Matt, I'll swing it right back to you. What is this movie trying to say? Or what is it saying to you?
Well, kind of like what Billy said in the chat. A little of us, I can see, we always should see a little bit of ourselves in Mr. William Foster defense. They call him the credit, so I thought was kind of funny. But in Michael Douglas's character, but I can see myself in Robert Duvall's character too.
Yeah.
As a man, and just like, okay, we all could be this guy if we don't watch it, but like we got it. Now as a society, we got to be better than that, man. We have to, like, if we get knocked down, you need to get back up. It's not how many times you get knocked down. The old cliche. It's how many times you get up.
Right.
And because and you got to do every day like there's no tomorrow. Like I was talking about this last night, and I know I keep talking about other movies, but I'm just a movie nerd. And it just reminds me that, like, we
love you, Matt.
Rocky 3 and Sly's getting ready to give up. Rocky just wants to give up. And Carl Weathers almost makes me cry when he's like, Rocky's like, we'll just do this tomorrow. He's looking down at his shoes. And Paulo says, there is no tomorrow, Rock. There is no tomorrow. So let's I try to live like, that's one of my mottos of life. There is no tomorrow. You do it now or you don't do it at all. You either get busy living, as Morgan Freeman said in Shawshank, or you get busy dying.
Yeah.
So do we want to be like Andy Dufresne or Morgan Freeman's character Red, or do you want to be like Brooks? Or do you want to be like Michael Douglas's character? Or you want to be more like Robert Duvall's character? Although Robert Duvall had his faults too, because he was being handpicked by his old lady half the movie. He finally had to stand up to her because he's like, okay, I know she's got problems, but I can't take this no more.
Right.
And and like there's also this thing about loss, like Michael Douglas. He said, we think we got it bad, right? But at least Michael Douglas's character still had his daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
Robert Duvall lost his daughter, and he didn't go crazy and start shooting people and wanting to go home and meet, to his wife and kill her and then, turn the gun on himself. So it's like life will throw you curveballs. It's how you handle it as a human that really makes the difference. And like at the end of it, like also, you can quote another movie, The Dark Knight Returns. You either live or die a hero, or you live long enough to become the villain. And I think it was a shocking thing, and I think Michael Douglas kind of realized it at the end of it. Wait a minute, what have I become? I'm a bad guy. And it's also another movie reference, Return of the Jedi, when Luke Skywalker's beating down Darth Vader, and he looks at his hand, his mechanical hand. He goes, "I'm turning into him. I can't do this."
Yeah.
So either you have that realization in time, or you have it too late, and that's what this movie's about.
Absolutely. That's great, man. Oh yeah, man. Big Jeff, what is this movie saying, or what is it saying to you?
Yeah, it's hard to follow that because I think Matt touched on a lot of what I think
Yeah.
it says. Yeah, like you said, Duval has lost a child. He's dealing with a difficult situation with his wife. And look, I can sympathize with Michael Douglas having been divorced and he's got a restraining order. He cannot see his daughter. I've got kids. I got 2 sons. If I was told by the world that I cannot see my sons, that's going to be a big challenge for me, not to go Michael Douglas falling down and burn this motherfucker down,
Yeah.
because I've got no reason to live other than those 2 boys. So
Yeah.
I understand that, but I would have to say, all right, time to put your big boy pants on and figure out what you got to do to make it to where the world will accept you being back into their world or whatever. Whatever the
Yeah.
problem is, you gotta find a way to overcome it. Like in a sports analogy. Oh man, the only reason we're down at halftime is because the refs are home cooking. Well, so what? Play through the refs. Play better. Play it so good that the refs can't even throw this game. You
Exactly.
find
Yeah.
either you find a way through it, or you don't. It's up to you. It's up to you. And like he made the Carl Weathers reference. I know it's not easy. I know it's your mind will tell you when it's painful to quit or snap, or are they both the same thing? I don't know. Um, but if you listen to that voice, it's real easy to listen to it, but it's not real. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Take a moment, go somewhere for 5 minutes and just sit and be still
Mm-hmm.
and let everything calm down for a second.
Right.
Take another look at what's going on and maybe take small bites of it. Don't try to take the whole, there's all kinds of
Right.
stupid analogies I could say, but I guess I'm just speaking that what I picked up from it. And it's so strange to me how different this movie is through my eyes today versus when I first saw it when I was a kid,
There you go.
through all the life experience and the
Yep.
kicks in the nuts that I've taken in life. It's just all about resilience. It's all about, it ain't over until you quit. When you decide that it's over, that's when it's over.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you keep getting up and keep putting a foot in front of the other every day and just keep doing whatever you're doing, you can't lose. You cannot lose.
Yeah.
You only lose
Absolutely.
when you stop.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why I said what I said on Wednesday night on Matt's show at the end. I said, you see this movie and you might feel one way, when you first saw it, but then you live through life and you've gone through some shit, and now you see this whole thing in a whole different light, and I'm interested in seeing. I think you guys totally are bringing it tonight.
And also, do you do what he did, and or do you think about, because what he did was selfish, really. Like, think about it. He had a little girl still alive. What are you going to do for her future? And he was so far gone at the end. All he could think of was, let my daughter have the insurance. That's sad. People get like that too. We had a family member deleted himself when I was a kid because he felt like they'd be better off with the insurance money than to be alive. So, and I hope nobody ever gets in that situation, because it's that's you got to be pretty down and out to do that. So,
When you wind up in a dark spot like that, in those moments, it's very easy to allow your brain to trick you into that kind of thinking. And unfortunately, I think it's only life experience that will save you from that.
Yeah. 100%, man. Jared, what is this movie saying, and what is it saying to you?
I think one of the big themes is like morality, but how will you be remembered? Like like Matt was saying with his daughter, like how is she gonna remember you now that you're gone? Like it's, and I mean, going back to the guy at the bank, not economically, what was it? Not economically, I can't remember now,
Not
but
economically viable. Yeah.
not economically viable. Remember me. How, society will remember you as the guy that went crazy. Do you want the people you care about to remember you that way? And I'll keep it brief and sum it up by something that Robert Duvall says at the end of the movie, and that's the only thing that makes you special is that little girl. And again, that's going back to, how is she going to remember you? She's going to remember you like this, not as her father.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think that's a big point.
Yeah.
Excellent point.
Man,
Absolutely.
that made me think. That kind of broke my heart when
Me too.
Robert-
I'm not even got
Robert
kids yet,
Duvall.
really. Yeah.
when Robert Duvall sat on the step next to that little girl.
Oh
She
man.
goes,
Yeah.
What's your name? And he goes, my name is Mud.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
he knows
Yeah.
someday she's gonna know.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to. He did not want to.
And
Yeah.
it was
He
her
told him,
birthday.
you got choice. You got choices here, man.
Yeah. It was her birthday.
Yeah.
It was her birthday. Yeah. Because
That was the
he
crazy part.
tells her mother not to tell her until tomorrow. Let her enjoy her birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I think you guys all hit the nail on the head. I think everything you guys said is absolutely true. I would just expound a little by saying I think it's definitely about change and having to deal with change. Things are not what they used to be. It's not the old days anymore. Society changes. Things that you may find, I don't know, like shouldn't be so out in the open. They're out in the open, and you got to deal with it, right? It just is what it is. I think it has a lot to do with coping, like you guys said. How do you handle these situations?
How do you cope with adversity?
Yeah, how do you cope with it? Like, do you do the Michael Douglas and just force your way on everybody and make everybody feel like they're crazy, or do you try to work with everybody like Robert Duvall tried to work with everybody? He tried to take the high road in a lot of situations. He didn't get too much unless they talked about his wife. Don't fucking talk about his wife. Okay?
Oh, dude, he knocked that dude out. That was good. Knocked him right in the cake. I loved it. Also, there's a term they use now, Phable, which is main character syndrome. Yeah, Michael Douglas was suffering from an extreme case of main character syndrome. We all want to be the main character in the movie, but not all of us can be Jack Nicholson. Some of us have to be like Frederick Forrest or one of these Warren Oates or one of these character actors. You know what I mean? Not everybody can be the star of the show.
Yeah, it's easy when you feel like you've done a lot and you feel betrayed, right? Because that was Michael Douglas's big thing, is that he felt betrayed by life. He thought he did the right things. And it's easy when you feel that way to start looking at everything that it's a problem, right? The immigrants are a problem. This fucking Korean guy owning the store on my corner.
Start looking for enemies.
Yeah. This guy, this construction worker, these fucking sandwiches suck. And it's easy when you feel like the world has betrayed you, right? But what in reality is, you're your own person. You're responsible for what's going on, not everybody else. It's you. You made the decision to treat your daughter and your wife like shit. You made that decision to do a job that you didn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? You let your wife, as problematic as she was, and I could understand feeling bad for her. At the same time, you have to live your fucking life. You can't suppress who you are just for other people's sake. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he wants to be a cop. Not only does he want to be a cop, he wants to be a great cop.
Yeah,
And
he is a good cop.
Yeah, and he decided to walk away and go into robbery or whatever it was because he knew it was a desk job. They were telling him in the movie like, oh, you ran away, right? You ran away from the situation. He's like, no, you don't understand. So you ultimately, I think it's how you cope with things, but also how you take responsibility for the things that are around you, your surroundings, the things that are happening to you. It's not everybody's fault. Usually, if you really, like Jeff said, you take a moment and you breathe and you look and you say, no, I could have done this. I could have done this, right? You have to self reflect in these moments. And like Jeff said, also, it's the measure. That's how the type of person, the type of human being that you are is by being put in these pressure cookers.
Mhm.
So yeah,
When
man.
life hits you and it knocks you 5 steps backwards,
Yeah,
and you feel that, you feel all those feelings. That's normal. That's okay,
yeah, yeah.
But you just got to go, oh man, yeah, okay, all right. So
Mhm.
where do we start? Where do we start?
That
um,
that sucks.
And
We'll
I'm
try it
ready.
again
I'm ready
tomorrow.
for another hit too. While I'm trying to deal with this, I'm ready for another hit.
yeah, yeah,
Because that's life. That's life.
yeah.
Do you think all
And,
this could have been avoided if marijuana had been legal in California back then? I'm just kidding.
oh man, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, great themes, gentlemen. Let's put a button on this thing. Let's give it a score, wrap it up, and get the hell up out of here. Um, out of five backlogs, my brother Jared, what do you give Falling Down?
I am going to give Falling Down. I don't know if I want to give it a perfect score. I mean, it's one of my favorite, but I'm gonna
Do
go with
what's
a
in your
four and a
heart,
half.
man. Do what's in your
It's
heart,
it's
man. If it's
it's a
singing
solid
five, give it
four.
that five.
It's it's a four and a half for me, man. I think it's a great film. Like I said, it's one that I revisit. Like I mean, it's every couple of years. It's one that I've watched a lot, and each time something new, each time I realize something new about it, and it's my favorite Michael Douglas film. So 4.5 out of 5 for me.
Hell yeah. Big Jeff, out of five backlogs, what are you giving Falling Down?
At this stage of my life, the way I can relate to this movie, it's a 5 for me. Easy, easy 5.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Big Matt, out of five, what are you giving Falling Down?
I'll tell you what, this movie hit different last night. I don't know. I hadn't seen it I bet you I hadn't seen it all the way through in 20 years. Um, but man, I don't know. It's a very powerful film to me. I'm like Jeff. I think I'm going to give it a 5 because, like, I don't know if it's my favorite Michael Douglas movie because I thought he was great in Wall Street, but it's pretty it's pretty up there. I mean, let's admit it. Like, it's up there with Fatal Attraction, any of those great movies he was in. And the man's done a lot of great movies. But yeah, I give it a 5.
Matt, I am right there with you, brother. I remember really enjoying this movie, and maybe back then, 12, 13 years old, I would have said, yeah, yeah, this is a great film. It's a four and a half. But with my adult eyes and seeing all the little things that Joel Schumacher was putting in this film, all these juxtapositions, all these plays, all these little, I don't know, I can't describe it, but like he played with stereotypes a lot in this film, a lot, and he wasn't letting anybody slide. He was giving it to everybody in
Mhm.
this film, and between that and the performances from the lead characters,
Oh
um,
yeah.
to the structure, how we were saying, like I didn't notice how everything was opposite with these guys, and they were just playing the opposite game, and you know what I mean, how it met up. Um, this may be, and I love the Lost Boys, man. I love Lost Boys. I love a lot of Joel Schumacher's films, but this might be his best film. This might be his. his you know, his Oscar. I don't even know why this thing wasn't nominated for one, but this thing is brilliant on a lot of levels. And you know how I know it's brilliant? Look at the conversation we had tonight. Look
Yeah,
at all the
and Phable,
thoughts it
think about this.
provoked.
Can you imagine showing that screenplay to these actors? It wasn't hard to probably get these people cast when they saw the story.
Yeah, yeah. It's trying to say something. It's trying to say something. It's a product of its time, and I think it's super relevant, right? It's like the birth of our culture today. Sort of like
I'd say
the beginning, right?
it's more potent today than it is when it was
Yeah,
made.
yeah. Because every little thing in here is something we're dealing with 30 years later, whether it's immigration,
Yep.
whether it's you know, gay rights or you know,
And guess what? 30 years from now, it'll be something else.
yeah, the right
Yeah.
wingers, you know, or some people being like, this country has failed me. Fuck, you know what I mean? Or the middle class, I've done everything I could, and they look at how they fuck me, and you know what I mean? Just everything that happens in this movie is like almost the birth of our culture today. So I'm with you, man. I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a modern classic, and I think it should be revisited and mentioned more often than it gets. You know what I mean? I don't think this movie gets the. It's funny, like I didn't hear about this movie in the last 30 years. I didn't hear anybody going, Falling Down. Yeah, we should talk about Falling Down or remember Falling Down. But when I put that this was going to be the review, almost universally, anybody who had something to say was like, "That's a great movie. That's a fantastic movie." So, yeah, 5 out of 5. Jared, it's not too late, bro. It's not too late. I'm just playing. All right. Great review, guys. I think we tackled this one. I think we got to it. I think we definitely gave it its due, its flowers. So before we get out of here, I want everybody to go around the horn and let us know what you got coming up, what or where people could find you. And I'll start with my boy Jared once again. Jared, thank you for coming out tonight, brother. Always a pleasure doing these movie reviews with you. Can't wait till we do our next one. Yeah, let the
Absolutely,
people
man.
know where
Thank
they
you.
can find you. All that good stuff. Plug away, bro.
I'm only on Instagram. You know, if you like horror, if you like comics, you know, come on by, say hello. I do reviews on there. I don't do video reviews. I do, you know, minor mainly horror reviews, but you know, I just finished up the Exorcists franchise, and I think I'm gonna kind of switch gears to more solo films for a while. I've been doing some
Let me bless you right now. You did the Lord's work reviewing that franchise.
Yeah, and it's well, I dude, like, you know, there were a couple that I hadn't seen, you know, like mainly one of the prequels, and then the newest one. Boy, the newest one is a mess. But yeah, just I'm on Instagram, Venomized Voorhees, man. Come by, say hello.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks again, Jared, for joining us tonight. My bro,
It was
Big
a pleasure.
Jeff.
Thanks
Oh, you guys
Always love
know,
having you, man.
you guys know where I'm at. I'm usually here with Phable. I'm with several shows with Matt. I'm on Bruce's Kingdom of Nerds shows. Recently, I was on Roscoe's Drawn to You art stream he has every other Monday. I would urge anybody who loves comic book art and who loves art, period, to check that stream out. It's a cool stream. Take a different idea each week, and a bunch of people draw and send their pictures in. It's fun.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I'm around.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks as always, Big Jeff, for coming through,
I
man.
love it. I love
Absolutely
it. Thank
killed
you.
it tonight. Super excited to have you here. Of course, my brother Matt, my partner in crime for this year's March Madness. Matt, you're like a walking film encyclopedia, and I absolutely love it.
Well, as long as it was made before 2010.
That's my cutoff too. I always say the same shit.
Look, I got a problem with like the cinematography in some of these movies now. The digital correction, I don't think the film looks the same, but that's a story for another show.
Another day. Yeah. Let the people know where they can find you, what you got coming up next, my brother.
Of course, I have the Heroes for Hire Comic Club channel. I'm also on Instagram at Heroes for Hire Comic Club. I have a Facebook group on TikTok, and I have a Discord. I really don't go on there much, but if you want to join it, feel free. You can post anything you want. But I don't really go in there much. I don't know. I'm a little bit Michael Douglas and falling down with Discord at this point. I'm kind of disillusioned with it. But I'm on all the social stuff. I don't really get on TikTok because I really don't feel like China's getting spied on by Chinese government. But all I ever learned is how many comics I like. We do a review series. Me and Big Jeff have been doing a review series. We're reviewing every G.I. Joe issue from 1 to 155 out of the Marvel run with Larry Hama. We just did a great review on issue 13. It's out right now, so please give it a check it out.
Yo, Joe.
Next up will be issue 14, which is the first appearance of Destro. First full appearance. He's been in the shadows the last 2 issues. And we'll find out if Snake Eyes made it out of Rio Lindo alive, which spoiler alert, I mean he's been around for a while, so he's all right. So don't worry about old Snake Eyes. He's a tough guy. Silent but deadly. Not a fart, but I mean like a ninja, silent and deadly. But anyway, I'm getting crazy. Well, we have a show on Sunday called the Sunday Super Show Extravaganza. New comic day preview show at 6 p.m. Eastern every Sunday, but I don't know what's wrong with the internet. It may not be a show Sunday if they don't get this internet fixed. It's been out for 12 hours, so I don't know if they're ever going to fix it at this point. But Spectrum, don't worry, Spectrum. I'm keeping a tabulation of how many hours this month it's out, and you will be getting a call. Just remember that. Bunch of chodes. But anyway, and then we got the March Madness, and I think Martin is going to be on Robbie's channel, Pop Culture Philosophers. And then the next Wednesday, I'll be reviewing at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll be reviewing Devil's Rejects, and I think Phable and Big Jeff will probably be there. I think Sabrina, Coffee Monster will be there. And if anybody else wants to be there, Hounds of Gore will be there. And Jared, if you want to be there, there's still room. Anybody else in the chat there that I know, DM me if you want to be on that panel. It's Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 8 Central.
Okay.
Oh, and Phable, have you done Misery already?
That's next week, brother.
Next week. I'll be on that one too.
Somebody drops out.
I got you.
I'll be on that one too. Phable will be on Misery, I think, and I'll be on Martin. Actually, I'm going to be on all 3 shows next week because there was another spot open on a Robbie's channel. Somebody he didn't fill up. So I've never seen Martin, so I'm going to watch Martin tomorrow or Sunday, and it'll be my first viewing of it. We'll see. But anyway, that's what I got going on. And I have an interview show. I'm supposed to interview Sakesha Ray, the artist, next week, but I don't think that's going to happen. So there might not be a show for that next week. So, but anyway, it's just as always a pleasure, Phable, to be on your show.
Thank you, my brother. Oh yeah, love you,
see you too, Jared.
Yeah, man. Definitely check out this week's March Madness movies. We did Fade to Black on Pop Culture Philosophers on Monday. We did The Serpent and the Rainbow on Matt's channel this Wednesday. And of course, if you missed the show tonight, catch the rewind for Falling Down, tonight's movie. Next week, March Madness continues, man. We've got Martin, like Matt was saying, Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We have the Devil, what is it called? The Rejects?
Devil's Rejects.
The Devil's Rejects, which I will be hanging out with Matt for. And then on Friday night, we've got Misery. I can't wait to do Misery. Don't worry, Jeff. I might just work in. I might just work in. I love your energy right now. I need some of that. But yeah, Misery next Friday. Thank you everybody in the chat for joining us tonight. We had some great people in our chat as always. Um, um, Thanks for joining us in the madness, man. Can't wait to see you next week. Everybody have a great Friday night. Love y'all. See you Monday for Martin Station.